Hi. So I have two poems and they're so different, but I think they work together in a way that I will later describe. Um, so the first is, I actually don't normally title my poems, so unless I have to like submit them or introduce them for something. So this one is originally untitled, um, but it goes. You know me as villain, monster, woman. But I am vivid, grays and fuchsias, smiles and frowns. Behind each scar is an old tale, speaking with wisdom over volume. Only man has no use for our story. They will always answer against it. And then the next poem, a little longer, is called, it has a title, it's called Repetition. Um, so, I premiered this at the State of the County Address. Might have been a dumb decision, but I think it's fun. The sky outside is gray this morning. I step out into the dew. My socks are soggy, but I keep walking. I wish that I was with you. The bus arrives and picks me up. We're on the way to school. There's bumps and turns and some foul stench. This all just seems so cruel. Hello to my friends. How are you? I ask, and then I say goodbye. Classes start, teachers drone, and nothing goes awry. I sit in my desk, head in my hands, subject to Calc AB. Sine and cosine find the limit. It makes no sense to me. In the halls, we all are walking, trying to get to class. Some run, some shove, I get tripped up. I'll wait for this to pass. Rehearsal comes and we're on stage, acting out our play. I say some lines and make some faces. It will always be this way. Now, rhyming isn't big with me, but I guess I'll give it a shot. 'Cause sometimes I feel when nothing is new, different is better than not. I do my work and eat my dinner, all for the millionth time. But randomly, my dad blurts out, "No more penny, your name is dime." So those are my poems. As you can tell, they're very different. And I think the reason I wanted to say them both in this video is because I wanted to talk about kind of the image, the reputation that poetry gets, as like this big like, oh, so emotional, so like you have to like be on another insane level of cognitive function, emotional maturity. That's not necessarily true. I think I was having a few conversations this week, and I was talking, and they're like, "Well, poetry is just more complicated than that. Like poetry is just so complicated." I don't think it is, and I think like at a certain level, yes. Like writing poetry can definitely get more complicated. Performing poetry, I guess, but I don't think it has to be inherently complicated to be considered good or like impactful or meaningful. I think it gets a bad reputation of like being some kind of riddle or puzzle that normies can't figure out. It's just not true. Poetry is for anyone, and I think you can recite poetry even if you don't think that you are super emotionally mature, as I said before. So I think not being scared of it is an important thing. Like, poetry is supposed to work for you. You're not supposed to necessarily like be a slave to your poems. And I think like it's a tool. Poetry is a tool of connection and catharsis. And so if when you write a little haiku or a little rhyming one like I just did, if you feel any emotion from that, even if it's not like super like depressing or like commentary like kind of based, it's still a good poem. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. And performing poetry as well, like if you connect with the poem, it's not gonna be like super complicated to like perform it, at least in a way that makes you feel like you did a good job, makes you happy. Maybe not happy, but like fulfilled, I guess is the better word for that. So main takeaways, write some easy, some chill poetry sometimes, because it's kind of meant for that as well. Like it's meant for big, sad, angry emotions, but it's also meant for happy emotions. And I think being able to diversify your like style makes you a better writer. And I mean, it makes you human, right? We all feel happiness, we all feel sadness, and I think we could all spend some more time meditating on the happiness, especially as things are not going so well in the real world. And then point number 2 is that don't be scared of poetry. It's not outside your grasp. It's not outside your reach. It just is, and you can take that and run with it, or you could say, that's not for me, and that's fine. But I think giving it a shot is always a good idea. But yeah, I'll stop rambling. Thanks for watching.